what an illustrious group of people, and they're still jumping on. Hey, I'd like to thank Pastor Collins out there in Texas. Good morning, dear. Thank you for joining the call this morning. I'd like to thank Daryl Ranson. Good morning. Kathleen Williams. Good morning, dear. You always look great. Mr. Jordan Say in Nashville, Tennessee. Mr. Belinda Baptiste. I like those earrings, young lady. Beautiful. Mr. Lance Kelly, good morning, sir. Regional Director, Mr. Marvin Carter in Fresno, California. Ms. Pat Robinson over at Oakland. Marie in San Diego, good morning. Sensational down in Florida. Where's she at? I got to see those glasses. There she is. Oh, she always got different pair of glasses on down in Florida. Thank you. Virgil Hughes, good morning so much. Thank you so much. Mr. Bill Bailey, good morning. Corey Anderson and Alexander in Fresno, good morning. Miss Christina, good morning. Caroline Baker, good morning down in New Mexico. And let's see here. Mr. Ed Smith, good morning. Mr. Casey Carter in San Diego. Regional Vice President Platinum, Miss Jocelyn Driscoll. Wow, Happy New Year, dear, and good morning. I'm glad you made it back from Montana safe with your beautiful family over the holidays. Good having you back in. Oh my God, all the way from Australia, Miss Diane Collins. Good morning, young lady. Thank you for joining us with that beautiful red top on. Good morning. Miss Eileen in San Diego, good morning. Mr. Harrison Mills in Fresno. Miss Natasha Ismail, Regional Director, good morning. Chris King, Regional Director. Ms. Rose Guerrero's beautiful wife, good morning. Ms. Zoe Duffy, part of the Baker Organization. Miss Anna Inez down in Texas, good morning, dear. Mr. Freddie Sherman, good seeing you. Regional Director, Mr. Julian Lewis. Did he do a great job on the internet on Tuesday? My God, it's worth going back and looking at. That's right, Mr. Dale Ranson. I see you clapping for that. Kimberly Garcia, good morning. Miss Jones in South Carolina, good morning, dear. She's always faithful. Mr. Sam Foster down in Dallas, Texas with the great Mr. T.D. Jakes Ministry. Thank you, sir. Miss T. Hayes, good morning. Mr. Winston Herbert, glad you got your T-shirt out. Chris McDowell, good morning, sir. Mr. Michael Jenkins, I'm loving seeing you come back. Miss Evelyn Phibbs, one of our superstar regional directors out in Fresno, good morning. Close my door if you want to. Hope, H-O-P-E, helping other people excel. Good morning, Hope. TJ in Ohio, good morning. Miss Natalie Pereira in Las Vegas, good morning. Miss Eileen in San Diego. Miss Celia in Woodland, California, good morning. And Miss Gail Wiggins, good morning. Frank and Patricia Bowman out in Elk Grove, California. And all the way from Japan, Ms. Gonhara, good morning, dear. And Mr. Payon in Japan also, good morning. Wow, luscious group of people. Well, last night, I just want to say thank you all for getting on the call this morning. As you know, one of the gentlemen, matter of fact, I think we got a couple pictures of last. And let him tell his story. What happened to my microphone? Am I good? Okay. I want to put a picture or two up of last night. Young man, we've been friends for, oh my God. I'll let him tell it. But here's last night. We're out having, we enjoyed good cigars. Last picture you saw, we had, he bought a $2,000, $3,000 box of expensive cigars for a grand or two. But here we are last night at our favorite little spot down on the strip here in Las Vegas, hanging out, having a cigar, and just catching up on some ideas and thoughts. And as you can see the picture to the right, and then you see the picture to the left. I'd take my Ferrari top off and say, Mr. Tim Carra gave me that shirt. I love my residual income. Oh gosh, we had a time last night. Without further ado, my dear friend for many, many years, he is the author of, everybody look at me real quickly, of Beach Money, and also Better Than Beach Money. The author, he's live with us, my dear friend. We've been friends forever. The great one and only Mr. Jordan Adler.
What? Thank you so much. Thanks, Al. Love it. Buddy. Hey, keep your video on, man. I want to see you.
Hold on. My phone. There we go.
All right. Yeah. Hey, by the way, I got to get you some new copies of my book so that you have a current. That is the original that you held up there. Hold that copy up again, Al. Hold that. There it is, Diane. Thank you. That's the new one. So that I want you to look at that picture on the front of that book there that Al's holding up. So we ran out of time when I published it. This is the first version, which was published 12 years ago. And we ran out of time on the photography for the cover of the book. And so my designer found a picture of a tall black guy and they lightened him up and they put so that picture is not me. It looks like me. I think it looks like me, but he's actually about 1.5 feet taller than me and is not me. So, but the new book, the new books have my picture.
Now the truth comes out.
Al, thanks for inviting me. We've been having some fun recently, just talking about a lot of different things, and you know, I was talking to you about some ideas that I had, some plans that I had to put together, and you said, well, why don't you come on and share some things? So yeah. So anyway, hello everybody. Thanks for being on this morning. I guess we have people on from all over the world. That's really exciting, and I appreciate you being on with us. Al, what are we going to talk about? You know, one of the
Well,
things
you
you
know
guys can
what?
do.
First of
One of the
all,
things.
I know you didn't get, I know you haven't been to your PO box to check out the mail, but this is our billionaire mentor. This is a Christmas card I got this year. We kind of talked about it last night, and you've been so busy you haven't checked your mail, but that's the card for Christmas from our billionaire mentor.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I haven't gotten that yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I'll be watching for that card to come in.
This is something that I hold dear to my heart right here. This one here.
That's funny.
You want to tell a story about that?
What's the story? Is there a story?
Well, no, we decided to go out and take the helicopter up. We took the doors off and took my son for a ride around Vegas without the doors on the helicopter.
Oh, right,
Anyway,
right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I thought you meant no. What I was going to say is, if you have any specific questions for me, I can't promise we'll get to every one of them, but if you have any specific questions for me, because I know I've met a lot of you on the Zoom here, and then some of you I've met in person, just drop them in the chat, and I'll take a look at the chat, and if there's any questions in there, like business building type questions or anything else, you can just drop them in the chat. And Al, what direction you want to go here? What do you want to talk about that would be good for this group?
You know what would be good is tell some people of the ups and downs you had to go through to build your business. And by the way, everybody, he is the #1 distributor in his network marketing companies in today, just to kind of give you guys heads up. And we go way. Tell a story how we met and what was going on there, and a little bit of your past struggles.
So when you jump into Beach Money, there's actually a chapter in there about Al. I mentioned Al by name and I talk about him. So if you haven't seen that, get a copy of Beach Money, and there's a whole chapter in there about Al. Yeah, as far as how we met, it was a defining moment for me actually in my career. Defining moments, like when you look back on your career after you've reached a certain point, you'll see that there's usually 2 or 3 defining moments that changed everything for you. And one of those was I'd been in network marketing for 11 years and never signed up a single distributor in any company. And I'd been involved in a whole bunch of different companies over the years, never signed up one person. Joined my 12th company in 1992, which happened to be the company that I met Al. But in that company, again, I had never signed up anybody. And I got invited, but I was hungry, and my upline saw that. So I got invited. I had no money. My job was paying me $14,000 a year. My upline, Jay and Meg Smith, invited me to go to an event in San Francisco, but I didn't have the money to go to the event. So they paid my way. They paid for my airfare, paid for my hotel room for the night. And I sat in the front row, took lots of notes. And after the event, they invited me to a dinner. And that's the night I met Al Thomas. That's the night I met, Paul Orbison and the other people that were the top earners in our company. Now, these are people at the time that were making $10,000 a month or more. They went on to make hundreds of thousands a month, and one of them went on to make over $1 million a month. But at the time, they were earning about $10,000 a month. And in my entire lifetime, I'd never met anybody that was making $10,000 a month. So I'm here in San Francisco at a dinner with all these top earners. I'd never signed anybody up. The reason that I was invited was because I was hungry, and my upline saw that. I had a positive attitude, and my upline saw that. And in that meeting, everybody was just talking. There was nothing was formalized. But as I was listening to these individuals, I realized, I could relate to them. They're just like me. It's just that I haven't written the second part of my story yet. They had the first part of the story and the second part of the story. I hadn't written my second part of the story yet. And so that was really what changed everything for me. And, the ups and downs, Al asked me to talk for a minute about the ups and downs of the business. By the way, hi, Brian Baker. Shout out to Brian Baker. Saw you on there. So there's so many things that there was one time where I showed the business to 56 people. Remind me, Al, to share my numbers. I want to share my numbers if I forget. All right. But I shared the business with 56 people and didn't sign. I literally did 56. I'm not just talking about I just mentioned it to them. I'm talking about I did 56 presentations and not one person signed up. And I remember thinking to myself, there must be maybe the market changed, or maybe I'm losing my edge, or, there's something wrong, maybe there's something not relevant. And you know what it was? Eventually, those 56 people, about 12 of them ended up signing up. But it was just a cycle. It's just there's sometimes you'll give a presentation to 5 people, and 2 or 3 of them will sign up. And then sometimes you'll give a presentation to 20 or 30 people and nobody will sign up. But then 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, a whole bunch of them will sign up, the ones you showed it to. I will tell you this, that I've learned that you need to make 5 to 8 touch points with a new person most of the time before they sign up. 5 to 8 touch points. Now that could be as simple as a text message. It could be an invitation to an online event. It could be a video that you send to them. It could be a testimonial. Maybe you put them on a Zoom with Al or with your upline and do a 3-way testimonial. But so whatever it is, typically it takes 5 to 8 touch points before somebody pulls the trigger to get started. And most people, if you want to have a competitive edge, just keep creating touch points for the people, especially if they're interested. If they've expressed interest and you don't stay in touch with them on a regular basis, when they're ready, they're going to go with someone else. They're going to end up with someone else. I can't even tell you. So I have actually made a video. I made a video thanking all the people in my business that have quit. I made a video thanking all the people in my business. I have sponsored, no exaggeration, over 100 people, over 100 that came with me that were shown the business by somebody else. And when they were ready to sign up, that person that showed them the business had quit. So they came to me because they knew I was the upline. Because I'm here and I'm continuing to build the business. So anyway, Al, were you gonna say something?
So what you're saying is longevity in this business pans off because people think it's a flash in the pan. I didn't sign nobody for 6 months. I've been around a year, 2 years. They haven't talked to enough people. And all of a sudden, because you're planting those seeds and keep watering, you'll get the blessing or the harvest, shall we say that?
Yeah, absolutely. Al's got a choppy connection there, I think, a little bit, but we heard you, Al. We heard you.
Yeah, I
Al.
said
there
basically
you
what
you're
you're
back.
saying.
All right, cool.
What I'm saying is you have to plant seeds to get the blessing of the harvest. You just got to keep planting. And after a while, you start getting the harvest because some people think it happens overnight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. So I've been involved in the business that I'm with now, the company I'm with now. I've been involved for 16 years. And I figured out that, you know what, let me actually pull up I want to pull up the actual numbers so I have them in front of me so I don't misstep. I know what they are, but I just want to make sure. Go ahead, Al.
Pull them up. And while you're pulling them up, I just went in this magazine. We'll have some fun today. Recognize that?
Yeah, the Communicator, right on.
And guess what I just cut out of the magazine?
Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. That takes us back. That takes us back.
Today we're going to go down memory lanes.
All right. Hey, I got the numbers here.
Why are you pulling up those?
So I've been involved with my company. I've been involved with my company for 16 years. I've given an average of 1 presentation a day, which comes out to 5,000 presentations, approximately 5,000 presentations. That's 1 a day. If you're part-time in the business, you can give 1 presentation a day. And then of those 5,000, I've signed up about 500. So 1 out of 10 have signed up. That means I've got 9 no's for every yes. I've got 9 no's for every yes. So I've gotten 4,500 people that have either told me no or disappeared and didn't pull the trigger. 95% of my income comes from 10 of those 500. 95. I've got 250,000 distributors and almost 1 million customers, and 95% of that comes from 10. So 5,000 presentations to get 10 that result in my business. That's the way it works. The number 1 earner in a skincare company called Arbonne, which some of you may have heard of. Her name is Donna Johnson. Donna's been with her company for 30 years. She's personally signed up 200 people in 30 years. Just 200. That's not even 1 a month. That's way less than 1 a month. And 95% of her income comes from two of those 200. So when somebody comes to me and say, Jordan, I've sponsored 8 people and nobody's doing anything. By the way, for some of you, the thought of sponsoring 8 is overwhelming because you haven't sponsored anybody. And I get that. But here's the reason you haven't sponsored people. It's probably because A, you haven't set up appointments and you haven't shown the business, or B, you're not following up with people. Those two, it's one of those two things. And then connecting those people with the people that can help you with the influence if you don't have the influence. So 5,000 presentations, 500 distributors, 1 out of 10 said yes, 4,500 no's, 95% comes from 10 of the 500. So I want to share those numbers. I want to also, I'm going to take a minute, Al, if you don't mind, and unless you have something you want to interject, I want to take a minute and talk about 12. Yeah, I want to talk a minute and talk about 12 reasons why I love network marketing and why I think network marketing is better than anything else out there. I'm going to give those to you. You may want to jot some notes down, or if you're ambitious and you want to put them in the chat, that might help some people. Number 1, the most obvious of all, residual income. Get paid multiple times for working one time. I don't care who you are. This is the deal. There is not a person on the planet that wouldn't want to get paid multiple times for working once. There's not a person on the planet. Now, they may lie to you and tell you that they don't want to get paid multiple times for working once, or they may not believe it's true, or they may not believe it's possible for them. But the truth is, there's nobody that doesn't want to get paid multiple times for working once. So you can accumulate an income stream because it gives you freedom, right? And there's ways of creating residual. Network marketing is one way. I happen to like it because it's a low barrier to entry. But you could buy vending machines. You could buy vending machines for, $3,000 each, and you can collect the money out of those machines, and you could service those machines, and you could stock those machines, and you could, when the stock gets low, you got to buy the product and do all that. That's another way. Or you could buy real estate and invest hundreds of thousands of dollars into real estate and get a residual check from your tenants, but then you got to fix roofs and you're repairing plumbing, and you got a property manager that doesn't renew their insurance, and then something happens, all kinds of stuff, right? So get paid multiple times for working once. The second reason I love network marketing is leverage. So if you had a $1,200 a month residual check in network marketing, $1,200 a month residual check, that's the equivalent of having $300,000 in the bank that's producing 5%, which is a high interest rate. 5%, that's $15,000 a year, or $1,200 a month. A $1,200 a month residual check. Now, my question for you is, for as long as you've been working, have you saved $300,000? Because that's just $1,200 a month. If you haven't saved $300,000 in all the years you've been working, consider the leverage that comes through network marketing. Number 3, work from anywhere. I love this one. You can work from the mountains, you can work from the ocean, you can work from the city, or you can work from all of the above, and you can work from a smartphone. Anywhere in the world that there's a phone signal or an internet signal, you can build your business today. Number 4, low capital investment. Again, smartphone and a computer, and in some cases just a smartphone, and you don't have to, you're up and running. That's the capital. You don't have to buy a grill. You don't have to buy a cash register. You don't have to remodel your storefront. You don't have to buy tables and chairs. You don't have to, all the stuff, right? Low capital investment. That's number 4. What does it cost to start a traditional business? You got leasing the building, branding, product inventory, advertising, marketing, payroll, employees, legal, collateral. And that's before you even take in a single dollar. If it's a franchise, add franchise fees if you bought a franchise. A 7-Eleven franchise is $120,000 before you even get the store. That doesn't give you the store. That's just the franchise fee. And the most you'd ever make on a 7-Eleven is about $50,000 a year after 3 to 5 years after your expenses. Your employees get paid before you do. So it's a low capital investment. Number 5, no territories. No territories. You can build anywhere. That's phenomenal. And you guys are international. Number 6, no employees, no employee headaches, no payroll, no theft from employees, no personal personnel issues. You don't need to be a babysitter. Everyone is independent. And yeah, so number 7, low startup cost. We kind of alluded to this. Less than $1,000 with an unlimited upside. Less than $1,000 with an unlimited upside. Number 8, how about mentors? You know what? Al Thomas has made millions and millions of dollars in network marketing, and he will mentor you for free. He doesn't charge you. And Al's not the only one. Your company is filled with people that will mentor you for free, people that have done it. Yeah, there's coaches and trainers out there that haven't done nearly as much as your leaders that are training people and charging thousands and thousands of dollars. You get mentored for free. People who have done it, they'll coach you. Number 9, how about this? Personal development worth thousands of dollars for training at no additional cost to you. So this is a personal development training, and it didn't cost you anything to be here. Today, you didn't even have to get on an airplane. You can just jump on, and that training is available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it's priceless. You can't even put a price on it. Nothing to sign up for, nothing to register for, and you get immediate access. Number 10, I love this one. A company infrastructure. The company has already invested millions of dollars that you get to benefit from. It's you leveraging their equipment, their employees, their product fulfillment, their technology, their R&D. You get to benefit. You didn't have to pay for it. They've invested hundreds of millions of dollars in infrastructure that you didn't have to pay for. And quite frankly, that's too good to be true. Number 11, unlimited potential. It's just numbers. Add a 0. If you're making $100 a month, add a 0. It's $1,000 a month. You're making $1,000 a month, add a 0. It's just volume and people. That's all it is. It's relationships, people that love something, that buy the product, and you get an override, and it's just numbers. So, and then the last one is, of course, the tax benefits. Talk to your accountant, but there are a lot of tax benefits to having a home-based business. Now, that's all the benefits. Let's talk about the drawbacks. One drawback. It takes work. It takes emotional fortitude to get going. But guess what? So does everything else. The company does all the heavy lifting. The only thing we have to do is share a good idea with other people. That's all we're doing, is sharing a good idea with other people. That's our job. Share a good idea and teach people how to do the same thing. So yeah, so I'm excited about network marketing for all those reasons. Al, I hope we get a chance to share my project too with everybody. Was that going to happen?
Yeah, let it happen.
Let's see what questions you guys have.
You know, hey, does this look familiar?
Is that another communicator? Who is that on the front? Is that you? Oh, dude.
Yes, sir. I went down and I dug it up. Yeah. I went down and dug these up about 5 minutes for there's January 2003. January
Wow.
2003, front cover of the Communicator magazine. We went to London and bought those in London, actually, in the good old days.
Check it out.
Anyway, I just wanted to go in and bring out some old stuff. Hey, let me show you something else. I couldn't have did it. Front cover, June 2004, and that's part of my team. And I want to show people the potential, like Jordan Allen said about duplication. This is my whole, it was one of my legs, just one of my legs of duplication back in those days. Just one leg. Look at that group. And they all had Ferraris. And
so Al had that.
Just something to have fun with.
Al had that going on all over the place, all over the country. And at that time, when Al had all that, what's that?
No, I'm just saying, go ahead. I got another one to show you.
When Al had all that going on, I just had a tiny little organization just getting started for the first time, but I was just getting started.
But look at you now. Here's another one. I couldn't believe it. These are all original. Back in the day when the XL phenomenon, I'm getting out my limousine right there signing. I stood there for 2.5 hours signing autographs, and there's the big 8,000 square. Yeah, And anyway, I just thought I brought those out. As last minute, I was thinking, I said, I'm going to run out here and see what I can find just to throw up on the screen, just to have some fun with Mr. Jordan. So
Things have
anybody
changed
got
a
any
little
questions
bit.
for Mr. Huh?
Oh, I was just looking at the chat. There's no questions in there really at this point. Let's see. What's my motivation? Who is that? Samuel. Thanks for the question, Samuel. Like he's asking me what motivates me. And, I'm a dreamer. I like to dream. I'm a dream stretcher. I like to see other people fulfill their dreams. I like to help people get excited about life. And that's what motivates me today, and I have my own personal dreams. There's things that I want to do. But I'm doing them, like I don't know if Al's told you, but you might have heard it on one of the previous
talk about the project. Yeah.
Project. Okay. So here's what happened in the company that I was with Al, our founder, Kenny Trout. Actually, Al showed a picture of Kenny on a Christmas card a few minutes ago. Kenny had his own Gulfstream jet. And I had never been on a private jet. I grew up in a lower middle income family in the south suburbs of Chicago, and I'd never been on a private jet. And they were doing they invited me to sit in one seat on one little segment, like a 15-minute private jet segment, but then I had to find my own way home. So I got on the jet, and I tell you what, the moment I stepped on that private jet, it changed my world. It changed my thinking. It expanded my vision. It got me excited about possibilities. And I saw a different lifestyle that I'd never seen or experienced before. Well, at that moment, I decided that I want to be in that world. And so over the years, as I made more and more money in network marketing, our new ownership, they had some private jets, and we were flying around on those. And then when I went out on, in my next company, I started 2 or 3 times a year, I would lease a private jet, just like Al, and I would take some of my team members, and it was a stretch. It's not cheap, it's cost tens of thousands of dollars, and I would do it but I would only do it a couple times a year. And I got excited about it. Now, let me share one more story with you. I was at a charity auction with a friend of mine. There were 1,500 people there, and they put up on the screen, it was a music concert, and then they also were doing some charity auction items from the stage. They put up on the big screen, unlimited private jet travel for 6 months, starting bid $500. Unlimited private jet travel for 6 months. This was at the Hard Rock Hotel right here in Vegas. And I was sitting in the audience, and I'm watching this, and I know that like a round trip to LA is like, $15,000 to $20,000. And this is unlimited private jet travel for 6 months. So the bids start going, and when there's 1,500 people in the crowd, and when it gets to 10,000 people or $10,000, the bidding stops. And that's like $10,000 for 6 months of unlimited private jet travel.
I'd have took that.
This jet company has 13 jets, and they donated it for charity. And so when it hit 10,000, I bid 10,500, and then somebody bid 11, and I bid 11.5, and somebody bid 12, and then I bid 12.5. And guess what? When it hit $13,000, not even one trip, I got unlimited private jet travel for 6 months. And over the next 6 months, every single week I was on a private jet. I brought 150 friends to different places: San Francisco, Scottsdale, San Diego, LA, all over. And then also, I probably used $500,000 worth of private jet travel for my $13,000. So what is this all leading to? I am launching a company, and we have our first trip this weekend. In fact, everybody flies in tomorrow. I just want to let you guys know about it, so it's out there. It's called Mastermind by Private Jet. And the website's not done, but it is live. You can go to it. It's mastermindbyprivatejet.com. And there's pictures on there from some of our past trips. I'm taking a group of people from Vegas. Tomorrow night, we're all meeting for dinner in Vegas at the Javier's fine Mexican restaurant. And then tomorrow morning, we're boarding the private jet. And I want to expand people's dreams. We're going to fly to San Diego. They're picking us up in a limo.
We're going to go Saturday morning. Saturday morning.
What? Saturday morning. They're picking us up in a stretch limo, all of us, and we're going to be going to the beach, and we're going to have catered lunch at the beach, and then we're going to do some training, some masterminding. It's going to be really fun with a group of people that are they're all leaders in network marketing, but none of them have ever been on a private jet before. And then we're going to get back in the limo, head back. We're going to have a photographer there, take pictures, take video for social media, and just have a whole lot of fun. And the total trip, it's $5,000 a ticket. So if somebody wants to spend the day with us, it's $5,000, and they get to do a full day. They get to expand their dreams, have a bunch of social media content, do some training, all that kind of stuff. So, and it's sold out. By the way, sold out in 10 minutes. I got a long waiting list already of people.
Matter of fact, you got your second trip. The second trip is also sold out as well. You work, right?
Well, I have a waiting list for the second trip, but it's sold out, but I don't have the date yet on the second trip.
Tell everybody, I want, if you like, I want to go in this a little deeper. Tell everybody about the mansion on the beach down there that you're going to be having everybody come to have lunch. Talk about that a little bit.
If you read my second book called Better Than Beach Money, there's a whole chapter. It's called How to Own Beach Homes All Over the World. It's called How to Own Beach Homes All Over the World. And I was, for years, long before I made a penny, like I'm talking before I had even made a penny in network marketing, I had this dream of having beach homes all over the world. And someday I want to buy a beach home, and then another one, and then I'll lease them out. And then when I want to go, they're my home, so I could just go there when it's not leased, right? So that was my plan. So once I started making some money in network marketing, everywhere I went, I would go look at beach homes, right? And all of them were like in the $3 to $5 million range and $600,000 down. And after 10 years of traveling around looking at it, I really had made no progress at all. Because I mean, it's a huge commitment to get a multi-million-dollar home in a city that you don't own. And then there's a lot that has to go to getting all that set up. And so months or years had gone by and nothing had happened. And then I was in San Diego. I had just looked at a couple of homes, and I was at the airport in the gift shop, and there was a magazine called The Rob Report. And I think probably a lot of you have heard of The Rob Report. If you haven't, grab a copy of it the next time you're out. It's a magazine, glossy magazine that has luxury stuff like watches and cars and homes and all that. It's really inspiring. So I picked that up, I was a little bit down in the dumps because I'd been working on this for so long and making no progress. And this is how your dreams usually come true. They happen like this. They don't happen over time. It doesn't work that way. So you just put it out there. So I'm at the airport. I get this magazine. I sit down in my airline seat. I open it up. The first page I open it to, it says, own beach homes all over the world. And then there's pictures of 30 beach homes that are all $3 to $5 million homes. Like it was just like I manifested this. It was boom, right in front of my face. 30 beach homes. And the total investment was $500,000. And the way it worked is you own the beach homes with other investors. And you can go there, but you don't have to manage them. And then so in one felt swoop for $500,000, I had 30 beach homes all over the world. And so we're flying. One of them is a $4 million condo on the beach, $4 million townhome on the beach in San Diego. It's a 5-bedroom. And that's where we're going to be on Saturday for their training. And I've been there probably 20 times. We've got a 7,000 square foot glass home on the beach in Costa Rica called Casa Cristal. We've got a home in Cabo. I mean, they're amazing and they're everywhere and they're beautiful. And so that's what we're doing on Saturday. And so put it on. I guess what I'm saying is, if it's out of your range right now, put it on your vision board. If it's something that you want to do, just write it down and let's make it happen. There's people that are doing it because they really want to take their dreams to a whole new level and experience what it feels like. And then there's some people that are going just because they want to hang out with Mr. Beach Money for a day.
It's amazing how I had our team do December 22nd, do their dream board. And I love that how you did. And the reason why I brought that out of you, because I want you to expand the horizon, because a lot of times we don't think, and I love it that you talked about, 11 companies, didn't make any money for all these years. And then all of a sudden, bingo, you just kept planting those seeds. And that, I hope, is going to inspire people that are on the call to keep planting more seeds faster, quicker. And look at his lifestyle. Look at things he's doing because of the power of our industry in network marketing. Go ahead, take it from there.
Yeah, Al. So there was a question from Natasha. Where's Natasha? Natasha, unmute yourself and say something so I can see
If
you.
not, there's another question by Mr. Anthony Quinn while we're waiting for her to respond. He says, how are you still staying motivated today? By Anthony Quinn.
Phase one. Yeah, just basically what I said before. I'm just like immersed in my dreams and immersed in the dreams of other people. That's what keeps me motivated. Also, I got to tell you something, Anthony. The truth is, nobody, I don't care what level you're at, nobody stays motivated all the time. Nobody stays motivated all the time. We're human. Our emotions go up and down. We deal with very difficult situations in our lives. We all do. There was a period of 8 years where my parents were dying, both of them. And they were together in Chicago. They were dying of different things. But I was running back to Chicago every month, sometimes twice a month from Arizona. And it was dealing with very, very difficult decisions that needed to be made with my sisters. And I had a business to run. And so I had to do both. And there were days, many days that I wasn't motivated, but I'm committed. I'm not motivated sometimes, but I have made a commitment. And so I make my decisions based on what I've committed to. So the magazine, Mr. McGowan, the magazine is the Robb Report, ROBB, the Robb Report. And is that Natasha?
Hi, Mr. Adler.
Hi, how are you? How come I don't see you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you?
Good. Thanks for popping on. So you're asking, well, first of all, you want to go on the private jet with us, right?
Of course.
All right. Sounds good. And then let's see, what social media platforms? So I'm probably not the best person me personally, I'm not the best person to ask about social media because I'm not an expert at it. I am hi, there you are. I am I'm very active on social media. I've sold 1 million books, but my Instagram only has 8,000 people. So I should have 1 million people, but I don't because I wasn't using Instagram. I just kind of started doing that and I'm promoting it more. So follow me on Instagram, Beach Money Jordan. Everybody follow me on Instagram, Beach Money Jordan, @Beach Money Jordan. I would really appreciate it. So I'm working on that. My team uses, obviously, because of the type of company we are, they use LinkedIn and Facebook most. That's just, but I don't think there's one that's better than the other. And I think that any one that you're really create engagement and get really active on is the one that's going to be best for you. I think that with your company, I think that there's a huge untapped opportunity in LinkedIn for people. Like if you take a short course on LinkedIn, it doesn't have to be a big deal. Just do something where it's an hour a week for 4 weeks or something, but take a short course on how to do LinkedIn and learn that business because that's an untapped resource of business people. And I think and business people today, many of them are struggling and they won't say it. They won't tell you that, but they are. So I think there's a huge resource there.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah, there was something else I wanted to say about social media though. There's the Excel phenomenon. Yeah, so check this out. When this book sold millions of copies. We had 2.5 million distributors in our company at that time, and that book was written about our company because no company in history had ever hit $1 billion as fast as this company. There's Al and Kenny Trout, the founder. Kenny's the guy that had the jet, we would go to events and there'd be 20, 30,000 people at the event, and there'd be a line. Everybody that was in the book would have a line of people. You couldn't even get to the bathroom. Like literally, you could not. There were thousands of people, and you had a line of 50, 100, 200 people that wanted to have the books signed. And it was craziness for years. It was craziness. So let's see. So Natasha, I think I pretty much got your question answered, didn't I?
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Look at this.
There it is. Kenny Trout. Wow, he was
Steve.
young. Yeah.
And there's dressed as Elvis Presley.
Who is that?
That was Kenny Trout dressed as Elvis Presley, one of our internationals.
Oh, hang on. Sabrina asked a good question here, Al. What tips do you have for those? Sabrina, can you unmute yourself and maybe turn your camera on so we can see you? Build up their people skills. Oh, I got a great answer for you. Well, Sabrina, if you are you there, Sabrina?
Hi, sorry, I can't unmute myself, but or undo the video, but yeah,
okay.
I just was wondering about for those who are starting on ACN, and for people like me, I'm quite shy, so I'm trying to work on that to talk to people. So do you have any tips for that?
Yeah, absolutely. Sabrina, are you in Canada?
Yes, I am
I recognize your accent. Where are you in Canada?
in Alberta.
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate you for stepping up and asking a question, even if you're shy,
Thanks.
because I'm sure just doing that was probably a challenge, right?
Well, I'm getting better with the video calling and stuff, so it's just more like the in-person stuff I want to work on. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, right now we're not doing a lot of in-person stuff, but Sabrina's question is, what tips do you have for those that are starting with ACN, and any tips for those that are shy talking to people to build up their people skills? First thing I would do, Sabrina, is I would order a book called,
Mhm.
it's a very simple book. It's short, and it's really it's one of the most phenomenal books for exactly what you are looking for. It's called Skill with People.
Skill with people.
SKILL with People, Skill with
Mhm.
People, and the author is Les Gibbon. It's either Gibbon or Giblin, but I think it's Gibbon, Gibbon or
I think it's given.
Gibon. Did you find it?
Mhm.
Yeah, really great book, and it's been around for years, and it'll teach you the fundamentals that will really help you. And also understand this, Sabrina, that there are hundreds of thousands of people, probably millions of people out there that are just like you, that are shy, and they are
Mhm.
afraid to talk to people. And so if you're one of those people, you can relate. Those people will relate to you. So when you want to make sure everyone knows that you're shy and you're doing it anyway. You want to make sure in every talk that you give, you want to make sure they know that your nature is to be shy, and you're
Mhm.
still shy, but there's things that somebody who's shy, because then you'll attract other shy people and you'll help them overcome things that will help them become more successful in their lives. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Yeah. So just be who you are, be authentic. That's who you are. And you may come out of your shell, and that's good, but then you'll be able to say, you know what, I was shy for many years and I'm not shy anymore. So
Yeah, it's been improving over the years, and I've already noticed with being with ACN that it's improving a lot. So I'm really grateful for that too. Yeah.
excellent. Well, really nice to meet you, Sabrina. Thank you for your question.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So yeah, that's pretty much all the questions that we have right now, Al.
Is that
Any
it?
other
Nope.
things? Yeah, any other things we need to talk about or want to talk about?
Well, no, my friend, I guess if nobody has any more questions, I got Mr. Jordan Allen here taking time out of his day to be with us today. We had a great time last night, but more important, he's here to share with you his insights. You know, it's not every day that we get a guy like him who's made millions and millions and millions of dollars in the industry to come on and share his insights. Mr. Brian
Okay.
Baker.
Hey, Brian's got a question. We got Tim Kennard. Is there a benefit to
Kennard.
moving to a new location and starting over? Tim Kennard, I'm just going to answer you. Well, Tim, if you want to, what were you say, Al?
No, no, never mind. I was just shaking my head. It's like
Oh.
wherever you are, there you are. It doesn't matter where you live,
Yeah, so-
especially today with Zoom.
So let me tell you something. Al Thomas lived in Sacramento, and when he started his business didn't really start in Sacramento. It started in Sacramento, but it grew to other parts of the country. Your business, especially with today, everything's virtual. Your business will grow where it wants to grow. It's going to grow where it wants to grow. It's not going to grow where you build it. So it doesn't matter where you are. You want to live somewhere where you love to live. So Tim, if you love living where you live, then stay there. If you don't love living where you live, then go somewhere where you love to live, and then work your business from wherever you are. And then there will be sparks that will fly off your business. Like those are people that know people in other places. So one person in Des Moines, Iowa that you signed up, or you signed up somebody in your town, and then they signed up somebody in Des Moines. You've never even been to Des Moines. That person in Des Moines isn't real motivated. In fact, they even plan on quitting the business. But before they quit, they sign up somebody in Sarasota, Florida. And that person in Sarasota, Florida is got big dreams and is a hard worker and has a huge network. And they go to work, and then before you know it, that group in Sarasota is exploding, and you've never even been to Sarasota. You've never even heard of Sarasota. And then all of a sudden, there's somebody in that group that knows somebody in Europe or in Spain or wherever. And the next thing you know, you've got groups growing all over the world. That's how it works. But the way you get there is by sponsoring 1 or 2 people or 3 people per month for 24 to 48 months. 1 to 4 people per month for 24 to 48 months. That's how you get there, because you got to have enough people to find the 1 or 2 or 3 that are really hungry and really want to go to work and have a network and are willing to do the work. So, yeah. So Brian Baker, what's your question? Unmute yourself. Let me see you.
Am I unmuted? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Your videos crack me up, man. You crack
Can
me
you
up
see-
every time.
What's up, man?
What's up?
Hey, we gotta get to go soon. But listen, so I wanted to ask you, what type of life do you think you would have had if you weren't doing network marketing? Could you imagine it?
It is hard to imagine. And it's like, but I'll tell you a story. I was working for the state of Arizona,
Mm-hmm.
and this was back when they allowed smoking in the government buildings. I was working for the government for a few months. I was a landscape draftsman. I think my job at that time paid me like $11,900 a year. And I was in my 20s, and I was working for the state, drawing, like designing rest areas, because I had a degree in landscape architecture. And this is when they allowed smoking in the building, including cigar smoking in the building while you were at work. And I remember sitting in a cubicle, and on the other side of the cubicle was a guy named LVO. And LVO was my friend. Every time I'd come into work, I'd talk to LVO over the cubicle, right? Over the little wall of the cubicle.
Yeah.
But LVO was a cigar smoker. And I didn't smoke cigars back then. Hadn't even thought about that, but he was smoking, and he was smoking inside. The whole place was filled with smoke. And LVO had been working behind his desk at his cubicle for 30 years. And I thought to myself, and he was miserable. He was miserable. And I thought to myself, I do not want to be like LVO. I don't want to end up like LVO. Like, I saw myself, if I continued to work at the state of Arizona for 30 years, that would be my life. LVO would be my life. And so I remember making a decision, and it was many years before I ever signed up my first person and before I ever made my first dollar. But I remember that story, that person, he changed my life in a way, because I know that if you look at the people that are doing what you're doing over a long period of time, your job, all right, and ask yourself, and even small businesses, what is their life like after doing 20 or 30 years of that? You know, is that where you want to be? Are they living their dreams? No, none of it. They're waiting to die. They're waiting to retire so that they can die. You know, why not live your dreams now while you can, you know? And it does take work. It does take work, but you can compress timeframes in network marketing because of leverage. You can't do that in corporate America. See, every income. So if somebody says, well, how much did you make your first year? I can't answer that question, because I'm still getting paid today, 16 years later, on the money I made my first year. So it's leverage. And you can't do that in a job whenever you're trading time for money. If your hands have to be in it to make money, then you're never going to be able to stop working. If your hands have to be in it to make money, you're never going to be able to stop working. So with that, Al, I think we'll wrap it up. How about that?
All right, buddy. Well, listen, I thank you. And I'll see you Saturday morning.
Looking forward to it. Right here at 8 o'clock, Saturday morning.
I'll see you Saturday morning. Folks, I
And
want to
really
thank you. Can we show
nice
Mr.
Thank you for the questions, Brian. Great to see you.
Can we show Mr. Jordan Allen some love? Come on, everybody. Let's show him some love. Show him some love. Show him some love. Show him some love. There you go. There you go. Show us some love. Thank you, Mr. Sabrina, up in Canada. There you go.
Samuel,
Come on,
great.
everybody.
Samuel, great meme.
Appreciate
Stop waiting
you.
to die. I love it. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much. See you Saturday morning. Bye-bye. Bye.